Folks, I'm making kind of a video for my bandmates, but I thought I'd also share it with y'all because it's interesting what I'm doing. I'm going to be playing in a country band, and we may or may not, probably do, need some backing tracks for songs that have keyboards in them, or maybe even some complex rhythm guitar parts that will be taking place while I'm playing leads or whatever. We're a four-piece: a drummer, really good singer, guitar player, plays acoustic guitar mostly, a bass player, and me. And so I've got here "Beer Never Broke My Heart" by Luke Combs, which is a song I've never played live before. We're going to be doing some of this Morgan Wallen stuff and Luke Combs, and good grief, I can't remember the names of some of the other ones. But at any rate, so what I've done, I've used Adobe Premiere to make a backing track. And I did use the karaoke version. There's a guy, I'll try to put the link to his YouTube channel. There's a guy that does great videos on how he does backing tracks using karaoke version, which is not karaoke file. Well, it is karaoke files, but they also give you something basically like stems. It's like a real live band pretty much aces it every time, these songs. And I'm going to play you a little bit like so what I have here on the screen, you see all this down here is all the tracks that I've brought in, and up here is the let me see, I'll pull this so you can see how the stuff jumps around. Pretty cool. I've got me a lyric page. I've got the mixer up here where I can mix. I can mute anything I need to, or I can solo it, or I can mix it up or down if the volumes aren't quite right. So I imported from karaoke version individual files for every instrument. You see here, I see there's a click, here's drums, here's percussion, here's bass, here's organ, piano, synthesizer, banjo, guitar 1, guitar 2, guitar 3. One of those is a lead. If I were to pull this out some, you'd see that there's, there's a vocal backing track, there's a lead. Then I brought in, they do such a great job, the karaoke version people do, of matching up the other version that you can sync it. You can bring the original song in. And I've got that here on track 14. I got it muted. See the M here? So if I want to reference anything in the original song, I can solo that and I can listen to the original song if I think something might be a little off on the karaoke version. So far, every track I've been pulling down works great. See, and it doesn't take too long for me to do this. I can sync all these tracks. I title them. I can go to Moises AI, is where I get this the lead sheet, the words and all up here, and so you can tell it to play the lyrics for you and to also show you chords. Now that song is in D flat. I have transposed it in Adobe Premiere. I've transposed all the audio down a half step so we can play it in C. But let me give you an example of kind of how this works. I'll pull this back. And so now this is all the karaoke version, not the original version. And so I got it muted down here. But these are all the different tracks, and you can see kind of what it's going to sound like. I'm going to give you an example of how close that is. Let me just solo the backing track, or the original track here. This is how it sounds. So you see it's very similar, and so there's the organ and stuff that comes in. I'm gonna mute that one again. And say we don't want that click track. If our drummer, I think what we're going to have is probably four beats at least for the drummer to hear the click track. See, there's a click track going on right here. If I solo it, you got this kind of thing. And it's just a click, right? Now I can bring instruments in if I want to. It's crazy. So as you can see, what this enables me to do is by using Adobe Premiere with synchronized audio tracks, I can go to practice. I say, guys, what backing tracks do you think we need in this song? Do we need the organ? Do we need the shaker sound? You think we ought to let the banjo be? The banjo probably going to have to be done here unless I use a variax and switch from a banjo sound to a guitar. I'm going to have to do that really fast, right? Because it jumps into the main riff of the song. So, but the thing that's really cool, I can go into practice, and I can say, guys, what do you think we need? And I can right there solo the tracks that they think they're going to need. Is the drummer going to need the click? I'm going to take a Focusrite, probably I think it's called 4i4, 2i4, 4i, whatever it is. I'm going to go out from here. I'll have 4 outputs, so I can do a stereo left and right on the audio mix, whatever we want. We're thinking about maybe doing stereo. I don't know. We'll let the guys decide. And then I can send a third track out that's just the click. The click could be heard by the drummer or whoever wants to hear the click. And the click would not be routed to the floor. You know, only the 2 channels that are the stereo channels of the backing tracks would be played along with us playing guitars and bass and drums. It's pretty cool. You know, my thought is, well, I could try playing keyboards. I just came out of Grandma's Medicine Band, and Mike Vizcarra would try to play keyboards and hold a chord or hold it with his feet while he's playing guitar parts. So effectively, it's like we were 5-piece instead of 4 because Mike was that good. I'm not that good. I can play either keyboards or I can play guitar. And so the other thing up here is the text. Check out how it follows it. Let's let you see how close it comes to the. Now, the thing that's really cool about this is when we go to play, if the guys wanted me to, I could go HDMI out of my MacBook Pro. We could play the backing track, and I can just hit a tilde key. The tilde key does that, and I could route to several different monitors if we wanted. Instead of having, we're not going to have wedges in the floor, right? We're going to be doing in-ears. Instead of having a bunch of iPads in front of us or a bunch of chord sheets on music stands, we could put a little, on a 40-inch television or something in the floor in front of me and the other guitar player and the bass player, and we could glance down at this thing and we could follow this instead. We could have a nice little monitor on the floor instead of having to have stuff up around waist level. Like a diamond rings and football teams, I'm torn this boy apart. I would have killed to have had something like this in bands before. So yeah, so the whole thought is, let me tilt back out of that. So we could mute. Let's go in. Let's mute some of these tracks. And then I have to look up here to remember which one is which. But I happen to know that this one is the lead vocal. This is the backing vocals. Probably don't need any of the guitars. I don't definitely need the lead guitar or anything. I'll probably close some of these guitars out. I think maybe this is the banjo here, number 8. Number 8 up here, so I can go look there as I can see banjo sneaking out. I've got this shrunk down so I can do this video for you. But so let's say we take the drums out. Our drummer, of course, is good enough that he can do that. We can mute the drums. We got the click still going, and we can, of course, mute the bass as well. If I find where the bass is here, I think maybe it is 4. 4 is bass. So I'm going to mute 4, and so here might be our backing track with the keyboards and the banjo. I like that little reverse drum that comes in there. I don't know if our drummer Craig has reverse drums or not. Now you're hearing the pianos, you're hearing the organs. That stuff will just drop right into your mix while you're playing your guitar riffs and stuff. And then you got to remember where to come in. You can follow that with the thing up here if I tilt into it. Fired by the boss, it takes one hand to count the things I can count on. I don't know, I'm singing it off key, but there you go. What do y'all think? Is using Adobe Premiere Pro not a pretty killer way? Now I can set all this up. Like I said, I'm pretty good with Premiere. 20, 25 minutes, I can set up a song. You know, so say we have keyboard heavy songs like we're going to do The Dance by Garth Brooks. I actually already have that one set up. I've got the all the chords and everything. It gives the rhythm guitar player a good key and the bass player of what chords are coming up. Whoever's singing, it gives them the lyrics without having to have a lyric sheet in front of them. And for the drummer, you've got click a track that he can follow that will keep him in the place during the song. I was going to say about the video monitors is, say our drummer wants to have a small monitor back in his kit if he's got room for that. He could have that as well, and I could split, like I say, HDMI out of the iMac to a floor monitor in front of the 3 that's up front, and then to a second monitor that's going back to the drums. Right, it's a thought. Video monitor showing all this, every song. It takes literally 5 seconds to close out a project, bring up another one. You could have them stacked. of your projects and just have your whole set list there ready to go. Pull them open one at a time, segue from one to the next. Pretty cool thing. I've not seen anybody else trying to do something like this. Peace to all who watch. Subscribe to the channel if you like. If you're into music, if you're into possibly playing with backtracks, if you're interested in how I've pulled any of this off, particularly this up here, if you'd like to see how I went and got this from Moises AI. It didn't get the lyrics exactly right. I had to do some editing. You can do some editing inside the AI and you can fix the lyrics so that they fall in just the right places and everything. Subscribe if you like, and let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.